Star's pregnant. Miss Ruby had an unfortunate accident, and Cassie's back showing her gangster. We know you missed us. The Star After Show is back on AfterBuzz TV now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Business must be searching for God.
Hey, what?
Star's back.
Star's back. The panel's back. Star's back. What up, folks? Welcome back to the Star After Show. We are sorry that we weren't here for you last week, but we will be back here every week. So thank you for checking in.
Yes.
Who's the Daddy? Episode 2. I'm Jill Monroe, and I'm not alone. It's a new panel this season. I am joined by Jasmine and Danny. Say what's up to the people, you guys.
Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Jill.
Likewise. I'm happy to be here. It's your boy Danny Royce, and I'm not the daddy.
He is not the daddy. Let's clear it up. You was out there getting busy in Atlanta, Danny?
Yeah, you know.
Maybe.
It's hot Atlanta now.
That's why you weren't here last week.
Exactly.
So we have so much to cover. We are going to talk about episode 1 because I know you guys are mad that we weren't there. We saw the comments. And we're going to talk about episode 2. So let's start off with really quick reactions from the first 2 episodes.
It's a lot going on. I'm just happy that we finally have some more answers to everything that's been happening. With the daddy now being revealed and High Heels killer, that was shocking to me. When the show opened with that, I was not expecting that at all. For Cassie behind everything. So I'm just happy that now the ladies are kind of back together, and even though they don't want to be, they're coping. And
they never want to be.
I know they never want to be, but it's more light to it.
Sisters.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I love the first episode came out punching. It was so strong, high note. I love, like you said, they're coming back together. They don't want to be, obviously, but all the time, every episode, they fight, but they always come back together. Mm-hmm. So I always love that. And then, we're just learning a lot more about the development of the character, especially Simone and all that. So I'm excited.
So real quick, I want to reflect a little bit on episode 1. We learned that Star is pregnant.
Yes.
We know that it was, in fact, Alex that was on the plane in the plane crash. She had an encounter with a fan, Bianca, who she was annoyed with initially, but ended up bonding with. And unfortunately, Bianca passed away in the plane crash.
Right.
While Alex was saved because she is a star.
Superstar.
Take 3. And we've seen her social media numbers rise and her popularity with that. We know Simone was in the DR with Angel, and now she is back.
And bolder.
I
love it.
A married woman, she's taking her life in her own hands. So clearly, we got to start off talking about Star's pregnancy.
Star's pregnant. Prego Star.
Okay, did you guys know beforehand? Because the whole time I was looking at her, just like her stomach developing. I'm like, I know I'm not tripping. I want to say it's a belly bump there, but I don't know if she's gaining weight. You know how that situation is. But I just knew. I wasn't surprised when she announced it.
Well, I learned from experience that you don't, to assume anything.
I know. I know.
So, either way, it can be offensive.
It could be,
exactly. That's why I didn't say it out loud.
I was like, oh, okay. But it was a shocker too for me.
It was a shocker to me, but I guess, it fits in with the times when we have what happened with Cardi B, who, attempted to keep her pregnancy a secret. And, we see a lot of stars do it. Tiana Taylor did the same thing. Yeah. I'm not pregnant. I'm pregnant. Speaking of Tiana Taylor, she was off deck last week in episode 1, pulling a gun out, exhibiting her gangster.
That was a mess. I was like, you can take out the ghetto, but you can't.
I was like, where is this from? Joyce was
what I loved about it, though, is that that's Tiana Taylor in real life, too.
Right.
Don't
she'll get the strap on you?
Well, okay, you know what? Let me clean that up. I don't know if she'll be able to strap out, but I mean, Tiana Tayller is straight up gangster no matter what. So to me, she wasn't portraying no character. That was just her 24/7.
I respect it because, keep it 100. She's herself all the time. Tiana. But come on, a time and a place for everything. Let's go.
Tell a star that.
Right.
True.
So, Star finally revealed to Carlotta and Simone and Alex that she was pregnant. How did you guys feel about their reactions to it? Did you think that they were a little cold to her?
I don't think they were cold. Now, I'm kind of biased by it because, let's be honest. Star, she gets busy. She does her thing. I'm not mad at her. More power to her and stuff. But at the same time, when Star kind of thought that she was saving everybody, she wasn't really respecting herself. You know, sleeping with other people just randomly here and there. So
she says she's a bulldozer. She clears the path so that everybody else can walk through.
That's what I'm saying. More power
Walk
to her.
through where?
Because someone has to do it,
Right?
Because she got pregnant. I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, with Star, it's a love-hate relationship with me and Star. Like, she just, sometimes I just want to slap her. She's just too much, you know. But then there's times where I'm like, okay, I get it, where she's coming from. She's protecting her sister. She loves it. Terrible way of showing it, but yeah.
She doesn't know any better.
She doesn't know any
the
better.
streets.
That's all she knows.
That's
So
true.
it's like you have to take it with her. You know, you have to take her as she is because she's not going to change.
I don't think that they were cold at all, though, just because they all individually were dealing with something.
Right.
You know, Alex had her accident, and then Simone leaving Angel. I mean, they were supposed to be like super excited. They ended on a bad note. So for them to react like, oh my gosh, you're pregnant, let's all get along, let's be one big happy family, I wasn't expecting that. And nor do I think they were in the wrong for not really welcoming her back in, because the way Star left him before, you know, going on tour solo dolo, was like, just because you have a baby doesn't mean it changes our relationship instantly.
Right.
So, hey.
There it is. So, Midtown Records, their label, Ayanna has sold the label and gone off to greener pastures, and now they are Gravity with Matteo and his wife, who had an encounter last week with Simone.
I was so worried
in
about
the
that.
club.
I knew that was going to happen.
I mean, you know, Simone is into energy, as Raquel used to say from last season's panel. She's fluid, and, you know, they vibed for a second. But apparently, we learned in this episode that nothing happened, that they just talked. She got sick, and that was it. I kind of don't believe that.
I don't believe I'm going to say.
I believe that.
Don't believe
That's what
that.
they want us to tell us.
That's
want us to
bullshit.
know.
I don't believe that for a second. But obviously, she's gonna play it off like that. You know who she is. So
what is interesting to me, though, as you know, you're the head of this media company, and this is one of your most viral groups, and you're in the club with them for an announcement, and you didn't recognize Simone.
Right.
It's possible, but that just seemed a little interesting to me.
Well, yeah, when she was on stage, she did recognize on stage, right?
No,
I
I'm
think
saying
she
last
recognized
week in
her.
the episode when they first met in the club, when they had their encounter in the club.
And you didn't know that this
and
is,
she didn't know that was Simone at any point, and even throughout those conversations, I just thought that was...
That's so true. There's a couple of things that I kind of question. I'm like, okay, is this realistic?
I thought she knew. I don't know why. I really thought she knew. I thought she was pretending as if she didn't know who she was, but I really thought she knew.
That's what I thought,
That's
too.
the body
Right, that's
language
what I
I
thought,
got off of her.
Right.
So,
but I mean, we saw how like heated she got when Simone stood up to what's the guy's name? I'm sorry, Matteo. Yeah, and she was just like, oh my god, I love it.
She's like,
she was like, oh, give me more of that.
Look
Let's
at my
go.
boo.
Right. I was like,
go boo.
Right. I'm like, okay, so.
So let's talk about Star and Matteo for a second.
Right.
You know, Carlotta revealed to Matteo and his wife, whose name I'm forgetting at the moment, that Star is pregnant. So she can't star in Black Ivy, which sounds like some type of exploitation it does, or whatever it is that they wanted Noah and Star to, star in together.
Right.
That's cute. So, Carlotta was like, hey, we can't, Star can't do it. They could maybe give you a song, but she can't do it because she's pregnant. So what do we think about Matteo just dropping it on the label, which is also a media company's website as a gossip piece?
Man,
Shady?
it was shady.
It was shady.
Cold.
It was
but
shady.
I expected it because someone in his position, a mogul like that, he's gonna do whatever he has to do or whatever he can do to stay afloat. And that was just like, butter.
Right. You know what? I was kind of surprised by it. I don't put nothing past. Yeah, I don't put nothing past anybody. But that right there was kind of personal in saying the fact that he and Star had past relations.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows beforehand before we found out Jackson. But I'm saying like we didn't know if like Matteo and Star that could have possibly been like their seed together.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't think that he would just put it out there without having a conversation with Star first.
Right.
I don't think it was the wisest thing to do without Star's permission, but I was kind of surprised by it. I didn't see that coming at all.
I didn't either.
No.
So before we mosey on to topic number 2, think Jasmine has something that she wants to share with the people.
Yes. Okay. So AfterBuzzers, our network producers after shows. We produce everything, all your favorite shows, from drama, reality, TV, sci-fi. There is no network that works harder than us television fans. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one of our shows by subscribing to our shows on the YouTube channel. YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you and will help AfterBuzz to continue to grow. So please, if you worry about pesky notifications, do not worry about it because they're optional. If just hit the subscribe button right now for this channel and check out any of the AfterBuzz channels as well. And let us know you did so in the comments so we can shout you out on air as well, okay? And for now, thank you so much for allowing us to be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yes,
Thank you. Make sure that you're hitting thumbs up too on this video.
Like us.
And on iTunes, 5 stars. We appreciate it. Oh,
and we're on Spotify.
now.
Spotify.
Yes.
Spotify.
Listen, we have you covered
Hey.
everywhere.
All bases.
Everywhere. So, I know you want to listen to this again on the way to work.
Right.
Check us out. All right, back to Star. So last week there was some drama. Well, there's always drama, but heart-wrenching drama with Miss Ruby, Derek's grandmother. We saw her get attacked. For one, I thought maybe she was just going to get beat up,
Right.
slapped around, robbed. When he told her that he was going to give her the ride of her life, my whole body froze because I just...
My heart
elder
dropped.
rape is just
Right.
rape in
Rape in
itself
general.
is
General.
terrible,
Right.
but just something about it being to an elderly woman,
It's just
really
like it's like
affects you,
it's like a child and an elderly person because
Yes.
they can't help
really
themselves. They
defend
can't
themselves, yeah.
right? And then that part just really, I'm a big advocate against like sex trafficking and all that, and it just boils my blood.
Yes.
So that part I was like, wow, and they just had to throw that rape in there.
It made me feel very uncomfortable because,
Right.
of course, I thought about my own grandparents.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's something I do not want to see. But like you said, all kinds of rape, whether it's the elderly, whether it's us, it's the kids, even animals. Like it blows me by surprise, and I felt very uncomfortable about it. But I'm just really hoping justice is served and that they'll find that guy that did that to
Right.
her.
and that the police will find him and not Derek or anyone
Oh,
else
yes.
because we don't want Derek taking street justice.
No.
So obviously Alex and Derek were going to take off and go back to New York, and this has put a stop to that. But Alex really came through for Miss Ruby. We know they had a kind of rocky beginning and relationship ultimately, but she was there, and they had a moment over a blunt, not a blunt, it was a joint.
It was a joint.
It was weed.
It
It was weed. They used the healing properties of
marijuana.
to come together.
That always brings people together. Like,
It
let's
always
be
does.
honest.
Let's be honest.
I'm just speaking from
who's
past
killed
experiences.
under the influence of marijuana. I'm just saying.
Miss Ruby, she's going through a tough time. Alex obviously is dealing with
Right.
post-traumatic stress disorder from everything that she went through. And they both kind of were there for each other to let each know that it wasn't their fault and that, they're going to get through it. I personally appreciated that because, one, it was 2 generations coming together just as women,
Right.
not as, anything else, and sort of opening up to each other and pushing each other through. I think that that's a good message and something we needed to see. And I think that because we know Rose, Alex's mom, where is she?
Right.
Where are her parents?
Where is
Your
she?
daughter
Yeah.
was in a plane crash.
Right.
Right.
Why is she,
Mess.
by herself again? So, I appreciate that Alex has them and can be there for her. And I really hope that Miss Ruby returns to her sassy self within reason.
Right. Of course.
But just to also piggyback on what you said about like 2 generations, that was really epic to see. And I don't think people really pay close attention to that message per se, because they always want to say like, oh, age is a number, this and that. And yes, as you get older, you do mature more. However, it does not mean that our feelings don't change.
Right.
It doesn't mean that we can't come to a common ground. It doesn't mean you can't learn from people younger than you or older than you. So that particular moment right there, I think had like a whole big story. It was like 1,000 words just by them bonding, because they both been through stuff. Like no matter who you are, your age, your race, if you've been through something, you can relate.
You can relate,
so
for sure.
I love that part.
And I loved how they also incorporated just her talking about like how long she's been there, her history there. Because
Raising her children, her husband.
There's a lot of memories that, and this place that she feels was secure and all that. So I don't know, like she may look at that place a little differently now.
Yeah, I mean, she made mention that, and Alex told her, don't let him take anything else from you. I thought that was a powerful moment because, to your point, your home is supposed to be your safe haven.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone invades that space, how do you feel safe again? How do you feel secure? And, that's going to take some time. And I thought it was very powerful that Alex gave her that message, not to let him take more.
Yeah. Really quick, I want to shout out our live chat. It's going crazy right now.
Yeah.
Hello, Dominique, Simone, Miss Chris Brown 416. Really quick, Simone had mentioned, I really hope Alex doesn't turn to drinking to cope with her PTSD. I don't think it'll get that far. What do you guys think?
She's
mature.
Alex is very strong. She internalizes a lot. We saw a couple of seasons ago, I think it was last season, where she was stealing to deal with little klepto thing.
Yes.
So I do think that she picks up addictive things, but it looks like weed is going to be her, her method of choice to get through it. So
I don't think she's not an alcohol person at all.
And I think Alex also gives you the vibe to where she doesn't get addicted to things, for long term.
Mm-hmm.
If she has a new addiction, okay, maybe it passed over and stuff. But I think that she's very wise enough to she knows to cut it out and not to go too deep.
Right.
Especially, I mean, I know obviously, children of alcoholics can sometimes pick it up, but I think that she was so affected by what happened with Rose, especially as we saw, I forgot that's probably why I forgot that Rose tried to sleep with Noah. Forgot about that happening when she was still with him. So
that is so true. Yeah. Yep.
But, almost dying in a plane crash might.
Yeah, might change.
Feel about that? Might change a few things.
Your whole idea.
Yeah, but I do feel as if the fact that was so heavily in something she hated so much about her mother, I don't think that would be something that she would turn to. But I definitely think that we are going to continue to see her struggle.
Oh yeah.
With that.
Right.
What do we think about her newfound social media fame, though?
I think it fits her, but that's not who she is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for her to have that kind of attention still. When the girls went their separate ways, it wasn't just a done deal for them. Even though I didn't think it would be because they're so talented, and Alex, was like a writer and also the producer of their whole group the whole time. However, her creating that fan base, I don't want people to look at her as like an IG model, or a social influencer, because she's more than that. She's not just a cute face. She has talent. So.
Right. Yeah, and also at this point, it's not what she needs. She needs to heal, and she doesn't need the attention because she already has so much from this plane crash.
Right.
And she already despises talking about it, so it's just this is something that she doesn't need, but can she handle it? Yeah, for sure. But just not at this point, I don't think.
I just hope she used her platform to reinvent herself, just to let them know, to remind them, I'm not just a plane crash survivor, which is amazing, but I'm not just that. Don't forget who I was before, prior, and who I was is, Alex. I'm in a group. I'm a singer.
That's gonna take time for that.
Yeah. So let's talk about Simone. Simone has had a lot of growth. Come through, Simone.
All the way through.
I've been waiting for Simone to sort of step into her own and own herself as, a young woman in this industry. And, she obviously, we haven't seen Simone take a drink or take a puff, which is big for her.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
So what do we think about the developments with Simone, that she's probably, we saw at the end that she's definitely leaving Angel, which probably means we won't see Evan Ross anymore this season, which is teardrop, because
I don't think it could be too far
it could
away.
Be a little
you think
star.
Angel could come back?
I think he can come back.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to rekindle the flame per se, but I don't think it's an end of Evan. Nah.
No. I think he's going to definitely fight.
Yeah, he's up to
He's
something.
going to fight for Angel?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Angel's going to fight for Simone?
Yeah, he's up to something.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. But I'm all here for Simone.
Yeah.
It caught me by surprise, but I'm like, it is about time, because even just us watching, I'm like, we knew her potential before. So to see her break through that and to flip all around was perfect.
Yes.
I mean, it was needed.
It was definitely needed. I got excited, especially when she went in there and just stood up to Matteo and
demanded for the role.
Yes, I hope she gets this role.
Yeah.
She should get the role. I think she could kill it, and she made great points.
Yeah.
She and Star are sisters, so if they felt that Star was representative of this role, then Simone is too. And
for sure.
everything that she laid out as far as, being abused, being a foster child at one point, being in juvie.
Yes.
I am this character.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think they only went with Star because Star has kind of showed herself to be like, of course, the star of the group,
and she was just on tour,
and she was on tour by herself, so she has more of the bite over the other ladies. But had the rest of them have the same kind of attitude that Star did, they probably necessarily wouldn't win with Star. I mean, we don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure, but I think Matteo's wife is gonna have a big pull in what happens if Simone gets it or not.
I hope she gets it.
Me too. I think. So, do you think if Simone gets this lead role, because we've seen at various points, like Alex and Simone being a little jealous of Star, feeling that she's doing too much. Star and Simone feeling like Alex was getting too much individual attention. Do you think that same thing is going to happen with Simone?
Oh yeah, I can definitely see it. It's just it's a love triangle. It's a messed up corrupted love triangle, but it's attention after attention, and I think honestly, Alex probably wouldn't care too much because she's so focused on all her other stuff, but Star for sure, because that was hers.
Even with the baby though, like, because she
always finds a way.
Do you think the baby's gonna change Star?
I hope so.
I think so.
I hope so. I know she's gonna be hard-headed in the beginning though. Like, she's not gonna change lightly. It's going to take some things to happen. Like she said, her body's fighting against her now. All that stuff. She's starting to break down and get a little more, fragile. So I think she might be a little more vulnerable once the hormones and everything start kicking in as well. So we're going to see.
I think she's going to calm down a lot. Well, one thing about Star is we know she's a hothead.
Right,
so
sure.
that's never going to change, but it's going to come down to a different level. Like, it's going to come down a notch. And I think she'll just be more soft, she'll be more understanding instead of kind of like, overreacting every time. I think she would be slow to acting, slow to react to certain things. Selectively. That's a really great word to say it. So of course she's going to feel type of way. She's going to be in her feelings, be upset if someone gets the role, but she knows deep in her heart that she can't do that role. So it wouldn't make any sense. I think she'd be happy for Simone, to be honest.
So Star stayed in the studio all night trying to make sure that the song got put together, after they had that disaster. Well, I never say that their press conferences or things, even when they go left, are a disaster because, all press is good press.
Yes.
Viral. The fans are obviously interested in who her baby daddy is. But did you think that Star's demeanor at the press conference was uncalled for?
Yes.
You thought she should have handled it better? She should have been calmer?
Absolutely.
A little calmer. Yeah, just a
but
tad
it's Star
bit.
we're talking about.
I mean, I saw it coming, but after that, every time I see Star's reaction to something, it still surprises me. Like, I should know it's coming, but every time something comes out of her mouth, I'm like, wow, she just thinks of things to say, like, on the spot. But I think should have handled that totally different. But at this point,
even though the reporter kept digging in her business when she first tried to give a PC answer,
I feel you on that. But I mean, Star could have easily been like, you know what? No more questions.
Right.
I'm done here.
I was like,
and then get up and walk away.
Everything.
She could have still got up. She could have still ended it. She could have still walked away. But just left it with a smile. She didn't have to overreact like she does.
And that's my thing with like Stars, because she is very
aggressive.
Aggressive, but also she has some insecurity issues as well, because she fires back so quick and she doesn't watch what she says.
Michelle traits.
Ooh, shade tonight.
Shade.
I mean, is it shade or is it facts? I'm just saying. K. Michelle plays victim quite a bit, but will lash out just similar things.
That's true.
No, you're right.
That's true. And it's just the issue, and she's just so quick to lash out, and it has to do a lot of things that's happening internally, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's talk about Cassie and Carlotta. Ooh, the scandal.
I'm over Cassie.
Come on,
well, wait, first of all, shout out to Brandy. Come through.
Brandy,
you looked fantastic.
I do want to say that Brandy's whole vibe she got going on, I love it. Especially someone who grew up with Brandy.
Right.
I'm not talking about just Moesha Day. I'm talking about her very first album. I'm a big Brandy fan.
I want to be down. 1994. Let's go.
You're my sister. Okay.
Right.
But I love her whole vibe and her look, and I think she's playing this role extremely well.
Yes.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
her character itself, like, I'm just like, all right, Cassie, I had enough. Like, because she's up to no good. She's just she's really quick and fast. She was brought up in the streets, and like and Ruby had said, that's not Ruby. Their mother had said, she's trigger happy.
So wait. Let's talk about last week and the opening with Carlotta and Cassie pointing guns at each other, and their mama Christine, Miss Patty, coming in, and we see a gunshot go off. Next thing you know, we're in the hospital asking, which one of you B-words shot me?
That was hilarious. That was
you
so
fall
funny.
out? Did you fall
That
out?
was so funny.
I died when she said, well, are you going to just look at me or call the police?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what?
Listen,
I was
that
dying.
scene,
Yeah, we got to put that
yes.
scene. Put that scene up.
That scene was amazing. That's actually not it, but that's the
after.
older one.
Yeah,
that's Patty LaBelle looking
she is.
fabulous as
still looks
Christine.
good. She
I was
doesn't-
like,
she doesn't age.
only Miss Patty can get shot like that. Like,
Right. Here's my question: that the police didn't have no questions.
Right?
I mean, nobody's asking any questions.
I know.
Ma'am, how did you get shot?
Like,
Do you know what I'm saying? But okay, so let's talk about Cassie's gangster. Cassie has linked up with Maurice. There's no more Midtown, so that is Carlotta's ex-lover after Cassie took out Carlotta's dude, her
Real
love,
lover,
her man, her niece Cotton's father.
Right.
And now she's linking up with Maurice to start a management company and a club, and she obviously has a lot of envy for her big sister.
oh yeah.
So what do we think about Cassie getting in the business? Like, how far do you think she's going to get? And do you think she really wants to go straight, or do you think she just wants to find another area to put her crooked ways into?
I think she. Well, either way, she's gonna be kind of crooked with it, you
Right.
know. So, I don't think she's gonna get that far in because Carlotta has been in this game longer than she has, and
Right.
she knows it behind her head, especially with her Jahil being in the past helping her too. So, I mean, I don't think Cassie's gonna get that far in. She may get a little far, but it's gonna backfire, and it's gonna end up going back onto her. I think she might try to pull out the gun and get on somebody, and it's not gonna be a good look.
Know,
Gonna be no Joyce in this.
Since Noah let it slip that Andy's back, dun dun dun,
Right.
and he
Poor Andy.
and poor Andy, you went to Noah for money. Noah ain't got it because the tour got canceled, and then he lets the person know that you owe the money to. Hey, he's back in
He's back in
town,
town.
and maybe you want to hire him.
That was a hot mess.
that
was so a hot mess.
Right, just handing it right on silver platter. Like, what?
So Carlotta is hiding Andy,
Yep.
Yes.
which we did not know. We found out at the end in her conversation with Hael. Shout out to Benjamin Bratt making
Yes,
a
Benny
breather
Bratt.
in.
Another cameo.
The cameo there. How long do we think that Andy is going to be able to be protected?
I say like another, maybe like I don't know. I was gonna say 2 weeks, but I'll say another 2 episodes. Another 2
Yeah,
episodes.
you
I don't
You think he's going to die?
No.
No?
And I don't know if I just think that because I have hope. I'm really hoping he doesn't die. I don't know.
I don't think he's
scared.
gonna die, but I do think she's gonna find him quick.
Yeah.
And then as far as Cassie just being in the business, I think along the lines of you, and whatever she does, it's gonna fail because of how she moves. It's really bad.
Quick shout out to Simone Umba. She said, I feel like when everyone in the family turns on her, speaking of Cassie, she thinks Cassie will kidnap Jaden or Star's baby and she'll be shot by either Cotton or Carlotta. That's intense prediction.
Right.
I
there,
know, I'm
Simone.
like, you need to be writing this.
Right. But, listen, she took out Cotton's dad.
Right.
And is adamant about, don't be mad at me for that. That's the thing that's so crazy to me.
That's
She's
the
like,
thing.
it was an accident.
It was an
Why are you
accident.
blaming me?
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
the thing.
what?
You can't just get over that so easily and expect other people to just deal with that just because you're
Right.
family. Like, at the end of the day, family don't even mean nothing.
No,
like, you
honestly.
did something wrong. You went against family, clearly, you know?
So do we think that Cotton is going to find out?
Absolutely.
That,
Oh, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
what do you think is going to happen when Cotton realizes that it was her TT Cassie that took out her dad?
I think that Con, she's going to have her own plan coming up, and she's
Right.
going to try to get back at Cassie. I don't know if she's going to try to kill her or maybe arrange someone else to kill her. I don't know if the death's going to be the result, but I do know that she's going to have her own kind of move and her own skill, her own scheming, and try to get back at Cassie.
And then on top of that, she's gonna be hella pissed off at her mom because she already knows.
Right.
And she's like, you've been lying to me this whole time. So it's just gonna be a hot mess. He's gonna go after everyone. I'm excited. To see
Poor
him.
Jaden, though. I mean, you know, that's Cotton's son.
Yeah.
You know, he's drawing pictures of his superhero grandfather, but murdered with blood pouring out.
Right.
Like, I felt like that was an intense
It
and needed
was.
scene because we know that there's so many children that go through. Even if they don't see the violence firsthand, just knowing what happened and acting upon those things, sort of, you know, in economically depleted areas and so
Right.
forth. I think that it's important to mention that these children suffer long after the fact. So that's one thing that I appreciate about Star is that they always put in relevant topics to things that are currently happening and touch on them in a humane way.
Exactly.
You know, not just, we know that there's drama and it's high explosive, you know, mess, but they are careful, I feel, in how they treat some of these other areas that need to be brought to light.
Right.
So
Yeah, I loved how they incorporated that, as well as when Noah was speaking to his father.
Yes.
You know, that's a big thing as far as, you know, among black men and their fathers, and just this masculinity thing that you have to be man. You know, you can't cry, you can't do all that. So for him to be vulnerable and need the help of his son, and he finally used, you know, like, you're my son, like, you want to call him your son now. So just seeing that, like, that flip happen, it's something that really needs to be talked about. And I love how they related it to the community, the black community especially.
Of course. I think people just forget that energy is everything.
Right.
And children, no matter how old you think they are or how you probably think they're not listening or whatever, like, don't let them fool you. And they may not be saying anything at all, but they are feeding off your energy.
Everything.
And they hear everything too. And they just don't say anything. So, yeah, I mean, it was just a powerful moment.
do we think Noah's dad is going to cause problems for him this season? Or do you think that it's just going to be a part of their relationship that they work on? Because I have a feeling that I do believe he's down now, but I think that Noah's dad is going to cause some havoc somewhere.
I do believe so too. I mean, and he just takes trouble wherever he goes, honestly. But now you're staying at your son's house, and Noah's got a lot of stuff that he's trying to make happen, and I can just see his dad getting in the way of all that somehow.
I think this is going to make Noah a better person, though, regardless of which way it goes.
He's an awesome person to let him in.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, even if his father does end up causing destruction between them or just in period, because I'm really hoping that maybe since Noah had went through rehab and he's coming back stronger than he was before, he could probably help his father get back on his feet as well. That's what I'm kind of getting from this whole situation. However, if his dad does not, really portray, try to make things better, I think that it's going to just make Noah even stronger, just to to deal with it and cope, because he's been through rehab. He can handle anything now. So.
Or will it help, or will it make him go back to?
I don't know.
I mean, well, here's the thing I think about.
That's really smart.
That's a great question because, going through addiction and pulling yourself through that is a journey. And we know that this is his second stint going clean.
And his father's the subject of that pretty much.
Right.
So now you have him in your house. I don't know. Be interesting.
So they kind of set us up at the end scene.
I was going to say that.
Let's talk about that.
I was so mad.
Real good.
We saw Star outside with the sonogram of the baby because Cotton came through with some real life best friend, heart to heart talk. Like, girl, Star was on her father's leave. They cause problems. They create havoc, which, a lot of people feel that way, obviously, if they, come from broken homes or experiences where their dads weren't here. But Cotton, I think, was really human in letting her know, listen, my mom took that choice away from me, protecting me in her mind, but she took that choice away from me and he died and I regret it. So I felt like that was something that Star needed to hear and Star should know that herself. She doesn't know where her father is. She doesn't know that her father's dead. But when he came back into her life, there were moments when she appreciated it. So she decided to do the reveal. And we were talking amongst ourselves. We were like, who's it going to be? Is it Noah? Jasmine thought it was Noah.
So when she first announced her pregnancy, I said, it's Noah. Instantly, I knew it was Noah. And then towards the end, when she's walking up, and then he's working out, coming downstairs, answer the door, and they were not the same place at the same time. I was disappointed because I
wanted it to be Noah's baby.
To be Noah. I didn't know for sure if that was probably what caused any kind of tension or like weird vibes between her and Alex, since Alex and Noah had a little thing going on.
But she's back with Derek. She
Yeah,
doesn't care about him. Daleks is back.
So it didn't matter. But I don't know. I just was really hoping it was Noah because I like Noah. I'm rooting for Noah.
I like Noah, but I did not like. Not that I didn't like Noah and Star, but I just did not want Noah and Star. I didn't see that.
I didn't really think that they would probably be a big happy family again. Like I don't think they would be dating again because they were never really dating before.
Right.
But I just think that he would have been a good father. I think that would have made him to not even want to go back to his past addiction and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so and plus the fact that we saw him step up was like, if it's mine, she wasn't even coming to him about it. She didn't even mention it to him or anything, but he stepped to the plate before she could say anything. Mm-hmm. So that to me just showed a lot of maturity as well.
Right.
So I was like, okay, yes, Noah.
See, it could show maturity or it could just be, I want to know. So let me approach this situation where I get the least amount of pushback as possible so I can find out. But
Miss Chris Brown 416 said, I don't care, Jackson is not capitalized, okay? Is not that baby's father, period. She said period.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, here's the thing. If it's out of Jackson and Noah, we'll know soon at the birth. There won't be a lot of questions.
That's true.
Right.
I like Jackson. I liked last season that he kind of held her down. He was protective of her, and she turned him away because she was unsure. So we still don't know a lot about him. So the jury's still out if he's a good guy or not.
Right.
But, first impression, I liked him. And, there's always eye candy on Stars. So it's not, if it's Noah, if it's Jackson, they're both attractive.
That's true.
Cute,
That's a bonus.
That's going to be a cute baby.
That's a bonus. So, guys, is there anything we forgot to touch on before we talk about the wig?
I think we pretty much just hit everything.
We hit everything?
I think we did, yeah.
We got all our notes? All right. Carlotta's wig review back for this season, maybe just for this episode. We don't know. I'm not as good as Shauna was as far as thinking of a name, but I'm going to pick my favorite wig. I think Carlotta had her professional wig on that was a bit auburn, and I like seeing Carlotta in business mode.
Right.
I know that she is going extra hard to deal with her grief, but I was so happy that she is finally in a position that she deserves to be, handling things, allowed to put her expertise out there. So I like business Carlotta all day.
All day.
So,
yes, I hear you.
Business wig on point. It looked like it wasn't synthetic. That probably was some human hair up in there. The color's still a little rushy because we got to let Carlotta be Carlotta. But I appreciated it. So,
I think my favorite wig was when she had actually confronted her sister Cassie. And she had a little shortcut in like different colors and had like purple on the side.
A little
and it had a little like green, gray. I like that look. I'm like, I wish I could pull that off. I don't know if I could do that. But it gave me some kind of ideas. But I like that Carlotta because that Carlotta right there to me was more like, I'm still cute, I'm still young, it has a short look, like kind of like a bad, like spice to her.
Yeah.
Very sassy. So.
Yeah, my favorite wig.
Danny's like, I don't know. Let me find something.
No, yeah, I definitely piggyback off yours, but also at the end, I'll call it the Cheers wig. When she found her step and her voice back, and she said, "I ain't no suit." So I was like, Carlotta's back. So I like that wig.
Carlotta's wig. Oh!
That was like a serious wig.
Yeah,
It was.
Wig.
So there wasn't a lot of music in this episode, but what did you guys think about Madonna?
I actually like Madonna. Did you like it?
I liked it too. And I really liked the video.
Right.
Yeah, I really like the video.
I love the
video was fire. It was fire.
Just the whole concept of it. I mean, they always kill it with their videos, and I love their when they're always in sync with it and just matching head to toe. So like their whole bohemian kind of look with the hair and the bangs, which is on point.
Yes.
Right.
I don't know why. I kind of when it first came on, I kind of got like a Rapunzel kind of thing. But just because the hair was so long, and they're like in a castle scene.
Yeah.
But then just when they put the cameras back in and showed more of it, I was like, okay. But I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
It was very
I
saucy.
love the lyrics too. When it came off, like it just automatically spoke to you. The lyrics were written for someone. You know what I mean? It was speaking to someone. So
and speaking of that, I think it was just very like elegant and
It
just
was
so
elegant.
so mature, and they all look just really bomb. Like I don't know, you can just see the progression, and
and the color
Yes.
differences from everyone, like how Simone's in black, and like I just saw that is very
And the
contrasting.
champagne and the
Yeah.
white. I love.
And then
Queens.
Star is showing her baby bump. Well, I mean, I guess you has to now because it's all out there.
Right.
But at least she's not really hiding it. At least it's still kept clean and crisp. Like, she's just killing it. I mean, it kind of gave me Cardi B vibes because when Cardi B had showed her bump and she was still on stage performing, she didn't care where she was.
Twerking. Yeah, turning up.
It's just, it was actually a very empowering to see women like, we can do whatever we want to do.
Damn right.
Shout it out. So we don't have any news and gossip, but we do have a slight update because Jude is pregnant in real life.
Yes.
Right,
So
she is.
congratulations, Jude,
She's
who's late star.
due next month, right?
She's due
November.
next month?
November.
Wow. She had her baby shower on set today.
Yeah.
So congratulations. We're excited. Can't wait to see.
I'm happy for her.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very happy. She kills this role.
She
Right.
does.
And
She
she's
does.
taken a lot. Like,
does.
I just, a lot of people initially were unhappy that the lead of Star wasn't black.
Right.
But I feel like what they have done with the character and how they've all evolved and intertwined, it's been killer. So,
Yeah.
I think she's
love
murdering the
that.
role. I think she is.
So now it's time for predictions.
Uh-oh.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Predictions.
We're starting with you, Danny.
All right. Well, I think that Cotton is going to find out who killed Hayu. I think also Miss Ruby's going to have a hard time just rebuilding her life back. So I believe Derek's not leaving. He's going to stay with with Ruby and not going anywhere. Alex is also going to like mess up that situation. I think the Star Hive is going to get even bigger. Because everyone knows the truth, and she's gonna play
Starlets.
the Starlets.
I
There
like
you
that
go.
name.
Me too.
That was cute. That was
The
really
Starlets.
cute.
And she's gonna just start going, and I think Star's gonna use her pregnancy to help her in the long run, as Matteo had said. And then I just believe that the girls are gonna get back together and they're gonna start rocking shit.
Okay.
So, I don't think that Jackson's the father.
Nah,
I'm
Plot
sorry.
twist.
I'm team Noah because
still holding on.
I'm still holding on, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you guys seen Jude's baby's father in real life, but he is African American, and so this baby's gonna come out looking, with some color to it. And Jackson doesn't have color, so I don't know. I'm just thinking it's Noah's baby. If not Noah, then who else?
Matteo.
I don't know.
I hope not.
Luna T thinks she's like, don't forget that she said with Mike Epps earlier, So I don't know. Is that?
Yeah.
I think that was a
I don't
long
think that's
one.
gonna be
Yeah.
that.
I think that was early,
That was
a long time
yeah.
ago. But hey, and I do think that Simone's gonna get this role, and she's gonna kill Black Ivy for sure. And also not Carlotta. Cotton's gonna find out 100% that Cassie's behind her father's murder.
So I think there's going to definitely be more fireworks with Cassie. I
Yes.
think that Cassie is going to let the chopper sing on somebody, maybe the
Yeah.
incorrect person again. I think Maurice is in over his head and doesn't realize it yet, and that we're going to explore that. I can't wait for Cotton to find out.
Me too.
Right.
But I worry about Cotton because she's been through so much, and I think that Star's adjustment with the new baby and the new baby's daddy is going to be huge.
Right.
And I think that it's actually going to cause some more problems for the group because I think that they are being a little idealistic in thinking that it's going to be okay.
It's gonna be okay. It's always-
We'll see.
I don't know. It's a lot.
Right.
It's a lot to look forward to, but what we can tell you is that next Wednesday, we will be right back here on set, on time for episode 3. We love you guys. Danny, please tell them where they can find
What's
you.
up? You can find me everywhere at I am Danny Royce. Also, check out tomorrow if you miss my face on Empire After Show.
You can find me on all social media platforms at I'm Jazzie. That's IMJAZZIEE.
And you can follow me everywhere at Stiletto Jill. Check out my exclusive interview on YouTube with Damon Wayans. I broke some news today, people. And next week for the Star After Show. Thank you guys for checking us out. We love you all in the chat. Thanks for listening, and we will see you guys next week.
Good night.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.